Few names resonate through history quite like that of Alexander the Great. His legacy is one of unparalleled ambition, military genius, and cultural transformation. Born in a tumultuous era of warring city-states and ambitious empires, Alexander's early life was steeped in the traditions and conflicts of ancient Greece. Alexander's life was anything but ordinary. From a young age, he was groomed for greatness, tutored by the philosopher Aristotle, who instilled in him a love for knowledge and a curiosity about the world. This young Macedonian king, driven by an insatiable thirst for conquest and glory, quickly demonstrated his prowess on the battlefield. His tactical brilliance and fearless leadership inspired his troops and struck fear into his enemies. Carving out one of the largest empires the ancient world had ever seen, Alexander's conquests stretched from Greece to Egypt and from Persia to the edges of India. From the sun-drenched shores of Greece to the exotic banks of the Indus River, his campaigns covered diverse terrains and cultures, each adding to the rich tapestry of his empire. Alexander's legend was forged in the fires of countless battles and daring campaigns. His strategic acumen and relentless drive led to victories that seemed almost impossible. His name became synonymous with military brilliance, tactical genius, and an unyielding ambition that knew no bounds. His strategies are still studied in military academies around the world today. But Alexander was more than just a conqueror. He was a visionary leader who understood the power of culture and knowledge. He sought to blend the cultures of the lands he conquered, creating a fusion that would endure for centuries. He was a visionary leader who understood the power of culture and knowledge. His establishment of cities, many named Alexandria, became centers of learning and culture. His conquests helped spread Greek language, art, and philosophy across vast swaths of the ancient world, influencing countless generations and leaving a lasting legacy. Leaving an indelible mark on the course of Western civilization, Alexander's influence can be seen in the spread of Hellenistic culture, which blended Greek and Eastern elements. This is the story of Alexander the Great, a tale of ambition, courage, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. His life and legacy continue to inspire and captivate the imagination of people around the world. It is a journey that will take us across deserts and mountains, through the heart of ancient empires, and into the very soul of a legend. We will explore the man behind the myth, the leader behind the legend. Through the heart of ancient empires, we will uncover the stories of his greatest battles, his most daring strategies, and his vision for a united world. And into the very soul of a legend, we will delve into the enduring impact of his conquests and the cultural legacy that continues to shape our world today. Alexander's destiny was shaped from the moment of his birth in 356 BCE in the Kingdom of Macedon. This ancient land, nestled in the northern part of Greece, was a place of rugged terrain and fierce warriors. It was here, in the city of Pella, that Alexander first opened his eyes to a world brimming with potential and challenges. His father, Philip II, was a shrewd and ambitious ruler who had transformed the once backward kingdom into a formidable military power. Under his reign, Macedon saw unprecedented growth and military innovation. Philip's reforms in the army, including the introduction of the phalanx formation, made Macedon a force to be reckoned with in the ancient world. Philip's ambition knew no bounds, and he dreamed of conquering the vast Persian Empire to the east. His vision extended beyond the borders of Macedon, envisioning a unified Greece under his rule, poised to challenge the might of Persia. This grand vision was something he passionately shared with his young son Alexander. He instilled in his son a deep sense of purpose, a belief that Alexander was destined for greatness. Philip's teachings were not just about warfare, but also about leadership, strategy, and the responsibilities of a ruler. He often took Alexander along on military campaigns, exposing him to the realities of battle and governance from a young age. Alexander's mother, Olympias, was a woman of fierce intelligence, ambition, and unwavering pride in her lineage. She hailed from the royal house of Epirus and claimed descent from the hero Achilles. Olympias was known for her strong will and her influence in the royal court, often engaging in the political machinations of the time. It is said she fueled Alexander's belief that he was descended from Achilles, the legendary hero of the Trojan War. Olympias would often recount tales of Achilles' bravery and valor, instilling in Alexander a sense of heroic destiny. These stories were more than just bedtime tales. They were lessons in courage, honor, and the pursuit of glory. Olympias's influence on her son was profound, fostering in him a sense of destiny and a belief in his own exceptionalism. She was a constant source of encouragement, pushing Alexander to strive for greatness and to believe in his divine right to rule. Her teachings complemented those of Philip, creating a balanced foundation of strength and wisdom. She nurtured his intellect, encouraging his love for Homeric epics and tales of heroic deeds. Olympias ensured that Alexander received the best education possible, hiring renowned tutors like Aristotle to teach him philosophy, science, and the arts. This intellectual upbringing was crucial in shaping Alexander's strategic mind and his appreciation for culture and knowledge. Together, Philip and Olympias created a crucible of ambition and expectation that forged Alexander's character. Their combined influence provided him with a unique blend of military prowess and intellectual depth. This environment of high expectations and relentless ambition was the perfect breeding ground for a future conqueror. He inherited his father's military acumen and his mother's unyielding spirit, a potent combination that would propel him to the heights of power. Alexander's upbringing was a testament to the powerful legacy of his parents, setting the stage for his extraordinary achievements and his enduring place in history. Recognizing his son's prodigious intellect and potential, Philip II sought out the most renowned scholar in the Greek world to tutor the young prince. That scholar was none other than Aristotle, a student of Plato and one of the most influential thinkers of all time. For 3 years, Aristotle imparted his vast knowledge to Alexander, instructing him in philosophy, logic, rhetoric, and the natural sciences. He instilled in his pupil a lifelong love of learning and a deep curiosity about the world. Aristotle's teachings went beyond the traditional confines of the classroom. He emphasized the importance of observation, critical thinking, and understanding the natural world. These lessons would prove invaluable to Alexander in his future conquests. Under Aristotle's tutelage, Alexander developed a keen intellect, a thirst for knowledge, and a broadened perspective that extended far beyond the borders of Macedon. These formative years would shape his worldview and influence his decisions as he embarked on his path to conquer the world. Section 4. The Rise of the Macedonian Eagle, Crushing Revolts and Securing Power. Alexander's mettle was tested early on. At the age of 16, while Philip was away on campaigns, Alexander was left in charge of Macedon. He faced a Thracian rebellion and swiftly crushed it, demonstrating both his courage and his military prowess. In 338 BCE, at the Battle of Chaeronea, Alexander played a pivotal role in his father's decisive victory over the combined forces of Athens and Thebes. This victory cemented Macedonian dominance over Greece and showcased Alexander's military genius. However, just as Alexander was poised to step fully into his role as heir to his father's empire, tragedy struck. Philip II was assassinated under mysterious circumstances, leaving a power vacuum in Macedon. Despite his youth, Alexander swiftly moved to consolidate his power. He ruthlessly eliminated any potential rivals and secured the loyalty of the Macedonian army. With his grip on power firmly established, Alexander set his sights on his father's ultimate goal, the conquest of the Persian Empire. Section 5. Across the Hellespont, the Persian campaigns begin at Granicus. In 334 BCE, at the head of a well-trained Macedonian army, Alexander crossed the Hellespont into Asia Minor, beginning his epic campaign against the Persian Empire. His first major encounter with the Persians occurred at the Battle of Granicus River. The Persians, led by local satraps, greatly underestimated the young Macedonian king. They expected an easy victory, but Alexander, with his characteristic boldness, led a daring cavalry charge that routed the Persian forces. The Battle of Granicus was a resounding victory for Alexander, establishing his reputation as a brilliant military commander and striking fear into the hearts of his Persian enemies. It was the first step in a campaign that would change the course of history. With this initial victory, Alexander had announced his presence on the world stage. He had crossed the boundary between Europe and Asia, setting in motion a chain of events that would reshape the political and cultural landscape of the ancient world. Section 6. The Shadow of the Great King, Conquering Asia Minor and the Levant. Following his decisive victory at the Battle of Granicus, Alexander the Great continued his relentless advance through Asia Minor. His campaign was not just a series of military conquests, but also a mission to liberate Greek city-states from the oppressive Persian rule. Each city-state he freed added valuable resources and manpower to his growing empire, bolstering his strength and influence in the region. Alexander skillfully combined military might with astute diplomacy. He understood that to maintain control, he needed more than just force. He needed the loyalty and support of the people. By winning over the hearts and minds of many who had long chafed under Persian dominion, he ensured that his conquests were not just temporary victories, but lasting changes. Celebrations erupted in the liberated city-states, where Alexander was hailed as a hero and a savior. The pivotal moment came at the Battle of Issus in 333 BCE, where Alexander faced the Persian king Darius III himself. This was not just a battle for territory, but a clash of titans, a confrontation that would determine the fate of empires. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Alexander's strategic brilliance shone through. His use of the Macedonian phalanx, combined with his ability to adapt to the battlefield's changing dynamics, turned the tide in his favor. The ferocity and discipline of his Macedonian troops were unmatched, and they fought with a determination that reflected their leader's unyielding spirit. In a dramatic turn of events, Darius fled the battlefield, abandoning his troops and leaving behind his family, who were subsequently captured by Alexander. This not only demoralized the Persian forces, but also provided Alexander with significant leverage. The news of Alexander's victory at Issus sent shockwaves through the Persian Empire. The once mighty empire was now in disarray, its soldiers demoralized and its leadership in question. The defeat of the great king by a relatively young and ambitious Macedonian leader was a blow to Persian pride and stability. By defeating Darius, Alexander solidified his claim as a true contender for control of the Persian realm. He was no longer just a thorn in the side of the Persian Empire. He was a legitimate threat to its very existence. Demonstrating his political acumen and character, Alexander treated Darius's captured family with respect and dignity. This act of magnanimity was not just a gesture of goodwill, but a strategic move to win favor and establish his reputation as a fair and just ruler. With Asia Minor firmly under his control, Alexander turned his attention south towards Egypt. This was a strategic move aimed at further crippling the Persian Empire and securing vital resources for his continued campaigns. Egypt, with its wealth and strategic location, was a prize that would significantly bolster Alexander's power and influence. Alexander was now not just a conqueror, but a liberator and a ruler in his own right. His actions and decisions were shaping the course of history, and his legacy was destined to leave an indelible mark on the ancient world. His conquests were not just about expanding his territory, but about creating a new world order, one that would be remembered for centuries to come.